Hello everyone, Casio back at you with another G-Vlog video. Today I'm going to quickly demonstrate to you guys how to operate a Casio 2759. In this case, it's operating a Casio 303B G-Spike series G-Shock watch. You don't necessarily need to own this specific watch to learn about the watch or the functions. You could own some other G-Shock watch from the similar series. They usually operate on the same module, so this video will be coming handy to those type of people. Definitely not for everyone, but someone. So let's zoom into the watch face and have a closer look to what we are looking at. Before I proceed even more, I just want to let you guys know that if you look at the display panel from this angle like so, it looks pretty sharp and clear. But if you tilt the watch, for example, if I were to make a video from this angle, you'll see that everything became a little bit blurry now. It looks like it is faded, but when I tilt it all the way back up, it gets sharper. So that is why I'm gonna make this video at this viewing angle. So starting off with the button operation, this watch has 1, 2, 3, 4 button operations only, which is simple. 2 hands, hours and the minutes hand, with a 3x1mm lume applied. Not as practical at all, but this watch does have an EL backlighting which could be turned on with this upper right button, which will glow in green for about 2 seconds. It will glow the entire display panel, focusing more in all of this compartment on the side frame of this silver frame, which is this timekeeping part, minute counter, seconds counter, and seconds counter animations. If you look really closely, all of this there consists of 10 bars, beginning from 0 to 10 to 20 to 30 to 40. When you reach 40, moving to 45 or 50, the bars get larger. It takes up much more space. Look at that. So 10 bars going over here and another 10 to reach to 60 going on over here. And when you reach 60 seconds, a minute will be light on or light off down here. So you're gonna have a look at 10 bars in this ring or in the eye. And down here is the actual seconds counter, which is pretty large and pretty thick display. And the one on top is showing you the timekeeping in digital 12:16, matching with this minute hand, also the hour hand. Seconds counter will be down here since this watch didn't have any seconds hand, but you could swap those digital display to show you day display or date display instead. Everything could be set up using the adjust button on top, which I'm gonna run through right now. Pressing once and hold it, and then the seconds will start blinking. Here is where you could reset this to 0 by adding a minute when it is over 30 seconds. When it is below 30 seconds, it won't add any minute to the minute counter on top. Pressing mode button again will brings you to the daylight saving time mode, where you could of course add an hour to the timekeeping. Pressing mode button again will brings you into the city setting. This is where you should set your watch first. Set the city first and then set your hour, minute and seconds and all those, and also daylight saving time as well. So I'm setting my watch to Tokyo time. It has so if I'm not mistaken, this watch have all the way to 27 cities registered in here, only 27. And pressing mode button again will brings you to the next setting, hour. You could minus an hour or add an hour, which is interesting because some G-Shock could only allows you to add hour and cannot minus an hour, so it's gonna be pretty hard to use in the watch setting. In this case, it is a little bit more convenient. Same applies with the minute, and also we have a 12-hour or 24-hour time format. Let's move to 24-hour time instead. Pressing mode button again will go to the calendar settings. So as you can see, it will start at the year 2000, and let's cycle through. And it will reset at 2039. In this calendar setting, you could plus a year or minus a year, which is interesting. Same applies with the month setup and also the day setup. And that is all that you could set in the watch. There are no sync, there are no auto light, none of those, just basic timekeeping feature. Press adjust to finish with the setup and you're done. And if you long press this button or long press this button, nothing gonna happen. This watch didn't have any one of those extra features. Pressing the mode button once will firstly brings you into the world time mode. This watch have 27 cities and 29 time zones built in it, and it will only be in display in digital down there. You could add a daylight saving time by pressing the adjust button and hold it to that specific city, or erase it back. And that is all that you could do in here. You cannot swap between the digital display to analog display like you could on some higher end G-Shock watch. But you could scroll through all of them using this lower right button, and there you have it. You could see how these graphics animations will move around as well as you're scrolling through all of them. Look at that. Right? So that is all. Pressing mode button again so brings you to the countdown timer mode. This watch only have a range of countdown timer to the 60 minutes, and all of that will be marked with these graphics animations outside here. For example, if I set a watch to 60 minutes, you will see that it will fill in all of the bars. If I reduce it to 59, one bar will be erased, so on and so forth. So if I just set the watch to just, let's say, 6 minutes, only 6 bar will light on down there. And I could only set this to the very minute. Pressing mode button again will bring you to the next setting called the auto repeat. Let's turn it on. Pressing mode button again will bring you to this progress beeper on or off. Let's turn this thing on as well. And now press the adjust button to finish with this countdown timer setup, and let's just wait and see how it will be like. And that's how it goes. Now it will just auto repeat itself over and over again until I stop this stopwatch. It will also running on the background, by the way. So let me stop this and reset this to 0 or 6 minutes. Pressing mode button again will brings you to the stopwatch mode. In here, this watch didn't have any target time or even count in feature as well. This is just a basic stopwatch. Start with a graphics animation on top, of course, going over here, and it will goes up all the way up there with a precision to 1/100 seconds. Of course, you could split time, using the adjust button over here. Split will appear, split off, split again, second place time display, there it is, start, stop, and reset to 0. And that is how that is how the stopwatch or chronograph function in this G-Shock watch goes. I mean, you could use the stopwatch at the same time, have a timekeeping display in analog, so that is pretty cool. Pressing mode button again will brings you to the alarm mode. This watch only have 2, 3, 4 snooze, which will be the 5th alarm, and a signal, which all of them will be indicated with these 3 parts down here. If I turn it on using the adjust button, alarm will appear. If I turn the snooze alarm, snooze will appear down there, and if I turn this signal, it will be turned on down there as well. And if you want to hear how the alarm will be sounding like, just press and hold this lower right button. There it is. At least you'll have a rough idea how the alarm will be like for you. And you could only set the alarm to the hours, minutes only. There are no auto repeat or daily, schedule alarm, and all those, just basic alarm functions, 5 of them. Pressing mode button again will bring you to the next feature called the hand setting. So this is where you should go to if your analog hands didn't match with your digital display. Every NADG G-Shock watch have these functions in them. It is just that they place that at different mode, different setting, and all those. But every model have those. In this case, it's over here. If you want to set the hour or the minute hand, press the adjust button in this mode, and then it will display a time. What you're supposed to do now is make sure that the watch is matched with the time shown in the digital display panel. In my case, it is not as accurate. The reason why I didn't try to correct it, because it is really annoying. For example, if I just miss a minute, like the analog hand is like 1 minute faster than digital display, I can't go back. I cannot move the hands backwards. I only could move the hands forward. And that is really painful because you just miss a minute, but you're gonna need to hold this button so that it could move around and then move the hour hand as well all around like 24 hours, and then you will reach to this point to where you correct yourself. So that is really painful thing to do, man. It's just annoying. It didn't even have this auto movement. Like if you release the buttons, it will stop moving. Some models, for example the GA100 series and all those, will have this automatic hand movement where you just press and hold for a few seconds and then it will automatically move on its own, but in this case it won't. So that is the downside of this vintage, yeah, pretty vintage, right, models. Finish this setup with this adjust button. I'll do this afterwards. But anyway, press the mode button again, so it brings you back to home timekeeping, and that sums it all up. And there you have it, the test screen for this G-Shock watch, just in case I missed anything. But seems like I didn't. I already covered everything you need to know in this watch 2737, which didn't match with the number at the back 2759, but it didn't matter. It doesn't really matter at all, alright? Sometimes it matched, sometimes it didn't, so don't be too serious about it. Alright, that sums it all up. I hope you guys found this a simple video, a little bit useful, informative, and not very entertaining, but I'm guessing really informative. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your support and your patience for spending your time watching this whole video. I appreciate that. And if you'd like to support me to grow to a bigger potential, buy more G-Shock watch, make more reviews videos, you could do so by helping me through my Patreon page, which will be linked down in the description box below. So go over there, have a look, donate, and you'll have access to a little bit more extra contents that I didn't post anywhere else. Alright, that's all guys. Thank you very much for watching. This is G-Shock High Fashion channel. I'm sorry, I almost missed that. This is J Chef, and